Hey everybody, what's going on? I'm Fabian Calvo, founder and president of the real estate investment firm, The Note House, and creator of the Resourceful Real Estate Academy. And if you're interested in real estate or getting involved in the real estate market, I promise you this is a video you don't want to miss. At the end of it, I'm going to talk about the Resourceful Real Estate Academy that comes out next week, how you can get involved, and really what it means to you and the value that it's going to deliver to you as well. But first, a lot of people are asking, where's the real estate market going? Is it going to go towards a boom or is it going to go towards a bust? I thought I'd tell you my thoughts for the next 24 to 48 months and why I believe I don't necessarily would call it a boom, but we are going to see tremendous opportunity because some historical things are happening in the real estate market right now that, looking back, have always led to a run-up in prices. I mean, let's face it, the government, Federal Reserve, and a lot of these other players that I'm going to mention, they're trying their best to reinflate the bubble of the housing market. Now, that might not end well, I know it probably will not end well, but it will mean real opportunity for investors during that run-up. And so I want to cover first, though, the number one reason that I believe we're going to see asset prices continue to rise over the year is government, specifically FHA, Fannie Mae, just the political environment. FHA, let's start with them. In the last 12 months alone, in the last 12 months, we've had 33% of all new loans that have been originated by FHA, no money down or only 3% down. So the days of no money down loans or very low equity down loans are back. And if you watched the political speech yesterday, the State of the Union address yesterday by Barack Obama, you know that he was pretty clear. Not only is he presenting the illusion that housing is in a recovery like many in the mainstream media, he's also talking about, hey, we need to go back to the days where people can just get a loan really easy. And we know what that leads to. It leads to very poor decisions, which is what interest rates do. Interest rates usually lead investors to make poor choices, and specifically uneducated investor and the uneducated consumer. So government is doing everything they can to reinflate the housing bubble. Fannie Mae, which has millions and millions of properties sitting on their books, vacant, just, REOs, just no one, they want to make sure asset prices go up so that they don't take much more of a hit. So they're suppressing inventory in certain markets that, where there's more demand, and then that's why prices you're seeing increase. A lot of manipulation taking place. The second reason is the Federal Reserve. Interest rates are at zero. Now, a lot of people say, well, interest rates may go up in the next couple of years. They may go up in the next year. By May of this year, some people are forecasting. I'm forecasting interest rates stay at zero for really the unforeseeable future. Because think about it. A rise in interest rates means that our government debt goes from 16 trillion to 50 trillion in a very short period of time. Who in our government would want that to happen? Of course they don't want that to happen. None of these players want that to happen. So unless there's a currency crisis, or when the currency crisis happens, or when there's some kind of bond market crisis, they're keeping rates at zero for the unforeseeable future, at least for the next 5 to 6 years, and hope there's some kind of miracle that happens. They're also buying mortgage-backed securities at the tune of $40 billion a month. So they're all in trying to make the housing market recover and have this illusion recovery, if you will. The third player here, or the third factor, is the big money. I've been investing in real estate for over 10 years. I got to tell you, I've never seen the money flowing into real estate today. Never. You have China and their sovereign wealth funds that are buying real estate they're the number one foreign buyer of real estate now in America, buying properties in California, Idaho, New York, Florida. I mean, they are spending billions of dollars in acquisitions in the United States. Hedge funds or private equity firms like Blackstone Group, in the last 12 months, have bought $2.7 billion of residential real estate. Now, when we talk about hedge funds, I hear it a lot, and I think it's a very interesting and telling sign. When you have investors or some of these funds that make a big move into gold, I mean, I know gold bugs, and I'm a big believer in gold as well, that say, George Soros or Bill Gross from PIMCO or John Paulson are making big moves into gold. Well, they're also making big moves into real estate. John Paulson, who has one of the largest bond funds or hedge funds in the country, has bought enough vacant land in Colorado and California in just the last year to build over 25,000 new houses. Like I said, Blackstone Group, they're buying, in just Tampa alone, they bought over $400 million in real estate. and across other markets as well, Atlanta, the south of Florida. I mean, so the big money is flowing into it. Now, this is supposed to be mom and pops, but you know, the mom and pop investor, these are investors that have, let's say, $250,000 to $1 million. I'm seeing those people entering the market at a very rapid rate, and they're looking for yields like 5%, 7%, because what are they getting in the bank? They're getting 0%, 1%, really they're losing money with inflation. In the stock market, they're getting risk and uncertainty, at least the ones that are wise to what is happening in the stock market with the manipulation. The fourth factor, the big banks. Now, why would they want to manipulate the market? Well, the big banks still have trillions of dollars in toxic debt and bank-owned properties on their balance sheets. They would rather sell those assets, and as someone who deals with banks every single day, especially a lot of regional and local banks, they would rather sell their assets into a rising market. So the Federal Reserve and government, they know what's happening on the balance sheets of just the big banks and also the small banks as well. Instead of shutting them down, they're creating an environment where they're suppressing inventory, they're keeping rates low, they're giving loans to people that maybe shouldn't be getting a loan, or traditional underwriting is thrown out the window. And that is helping the big banks sell assets into an appreciating market. So all these players are playing together. They're all working together to try to see another housing boom and reinflate the bubble. That's why, in my opinion, look, the strategies and tactics that I teach in the Resourceful Real Estate Academy, I've been using for 10 years. They work in an up market, they work in a down market. But in an up market, or in a market like we're in right now, which I forecast that we'll see for the next at least 24 to 48 months, is a tremendous opportunity. And you know what's so great about real estate is that it doesn't discriminate. Like I said before, you don't need a college degree, you don't need money, you don't need credit. Anyone can get involved. The barrier to entry is very really next to nothing. Most of us agree things are rapidly changing. So my suggestion is, instead of chasing after a job and being a job taker, that you look into being an entrepreneur. And you may already be. I mean, this program is for new real estate investors or seasoned real estate investors. So if you're a novice, you're just starting out, or you've already been doing it, or you may be doing a lot of deals, I promise you this education material that I'm putting out in the Resourceful Real Estate Academy is world-class. It's nothing like anything out there. And it also includes a lot of free stuff that I'm giving you that alone are worth thousands of dollars. Like the most active sellers in today's market. These are hedge funds, private equity funds that you probably wouldn't even know who they are. You'll now know who they are, and you'll be able to contact them and get deals and deal with them direct. You know, a lot of people ask me how much this costs. Well, I can tell you this. The program, and everything that I give away, the value is thousands of dollars. I mean, it's really, you know, I can't even really come up with what all of it would cost, because I include things that are so unconventional that no other training course out there delivers. So it's tremendous value, and ultimately I'm doing this because A, I know audio programs are the best. I listen to them all the time, whether it's on finance, health, whatever it may be. They've made me a better person. They've made me a better investor. That's why I wanted to put it on audio program, but also includes, so it's a 6-hour audio box set, but it also includes an hour and a half of training videos too, plus a bunch of free gifts. And so if you want to be part of getting involved, being one of the first, newsletter subscribers automatically get first chance at buying it and investing in the program. If you're not a newsletter subscriber yet, just go to thenotehouse.us, subscribe in the upper right-hand corner to the newsletter, and I'll share with you, you know, some great training material that you'll get automatically, plus you'll get really insightful real estate news, but you also get first chance to invest and participate in that 500 limited edition run. Now, I want to just end this with why I'm doing this, because a lot of people are, you know, asking me, why are you doing this? You know, if you run a private equity firm and, you know, and you're sharing the tactics and strategies that I use to, you know, do tens of millions of dollars a year in buying and selling, why am I sharing that? Well, I'm sharing that for a few reasons. I'm sharing that because I believe that being of service in this industry pays you back significantly. And there's a tremendous amount of opportunity. You know, some people think about it like, well, if I share these ideas and these strategies, that means there's less for me. But that's not true. There's an abundance of real estate deals out there. And things are changing so rapidly that whether you want to be part of the program or not, the people that do invest in this program, they're going to be the leaders of this industry. And we, together, me and them, we're going to be shaping this industry moving forward, and we're going to really define this industry moving forward. So if you want to be part of that, fantastic. The world is changing. I suggest you become an entrepreneur, whether it's a real estate entrepreneur or something else, because that's what the times are calling for. So I hope this video has been of service to you. Again, go out to thenotehouse.us, upper right-hand corner, you subscribe to the newsletter. I'm Fabian Calvo. Thanks for watching. I'm out.